Hey, traveler, where you going?
TVLs were mostly upset about the No Love Money set bringing police heat to the prime ace-dealing area.
It's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday morning. A vacant lot on Chicago's west side. An undercover camera catches illegal drug sales already underway. Federal agents say these are heroin deals.
Because of their violent attempts to establish basically a Simon City Royal turf somewhere it had no reason to be other than TJ wanted to put it there. And violence, of course, brings out the police, and police slow down the heroin money.
This is Highway 290. It's also known as the Heroin Highway. Addicts from outside the city come down this road to Chicago's west side to get off and buy their drugs, and then to head right back home.
Like I said, like any good Chirac crew at the time, the No Love Money gang had a rapper. The rapper's name was Owen Oskino Spears, and he got killed on October 27, 2014 on North Trumbull. No one's ever been charged in that. Confidential sources say Oskine was taken out to warn the No Love Money gang to get out of the neighborhood. Rest in peace, Oskino. Jimenez wrote in a 2015 jailhouse letter, "You're in my heart forever." Now, some of the No Love Money gang members, after Oskino got whacked, left. Some stayed. Dantrell Williams, TJ's first TVL recruit to Flip Royal, got arrested on January 31st of 2015 for having a 9 milli. "Everybody trying to kill me because I'm a Simon City Royal," officers said Dantrell Williams told them. "I gotta protect myself." Now, that same gun, they tested it, and it had been used to shoot at some four-corner hustlers earlier that month on the west side. So he gets out on bail because, of course, TJ's got money, and on March 22nd, 2015, Williams was driving a Chrysler 300 with No Love Money gang members in it when he got pulled over after a chase for running a stop sign. It said there was a loaded AK-41. The police charged him with having had a loaded AK-47 in the car. And he gets out on a $100,000 bail. TJ's paying it. So that's what he's using his settlement money for. To pay people to Flip Royal, buy cars for them, buy guns, pay for bail and lawyers. August 13th, 2015, Dantrell Williams gets shot in the arm, but he won't cooperate with police. A few weeks after that, the feds swoop in and they charge him with that 9mm federally. He pleads guilty, he gets 4 years in the Fed joint. I guess the feds and the local police are trying to stop this gang war. Now, on April 12th of 2015, another Royals member, Tyrell Thomas, walked into a convenience store near Chicago on Holman Avenue. This is all in that 11th police district, with the submachine gun tied to his neck by a string. I don't know what that was all about. It was a gun fit for a Hollywood action film, according to federal prosecutors. His accomplices, and they were also members of the Royals who had flipped from the TVL, and they stuck some rivals up for $370, and he got 108 months. So what's that, like 9 years? No one else was charged. Devontae Hall, another member of the Royals, got locked up for a triple bang, bang, bang in 2016. This was one of TJ's first three, I guess, lieutenants in the No Love Money gang. March 7th, 2016, he and an accomplice shoot 2 men and a woman near 13th and Lawndale. Witnesses said one of the gunmen yelled, "I told you I ain't playing." Definitely not. In all, the Chicago PD alleged that TJ Batman Jimenez was linked, though not charged, with 19 shootings resulting in 4 homicides during his time attempting to flip one area of Chicago's west side from Vice Lord to Simon City Royal. Police and prosecutors said to reestablish the Royals as a force in the city's gang-infested streets, Jimenez paid $50,000 bonuses to new members and offered cash to those who would tattoo the gang's insignia on their face. He also launched a social media campaign, posting videos on YouTube and Facebook of himself and other G members brandishing firearms, flashing gang signs, stacks of cash, threatening violence against police and rivals alike. Jimenez, records show, spent millions on luxury vehicles alone, including a 2011 Range Rover for the guy he was with when he shot Earl Castile in that video at the beginning, a Porsche Panamera for fellow gang member Luis Candelaria, who has since been used for 5 years in prison for using a gun in a hate crime, and he paid $90,000 for that Mercedes that he crashed after, when the guy in the opening video, he bought supposedly trucks for all those TVLs that flipped. All in all, the 11th Police District, the large zone where Jimenez was doing this at, saw murders increase from 35 to 51 between 2013 and 2014, basically the time when Jimenez was active in 2014. Shootings went up from 166 to 213. Now, this is an area that is only 75,000 people and is a few square miles. It was a very violent place before Batman, during Batman, and it got even more violent after Batman because it went up to 66 when he was around, and it was 114 in 2021, almost twice as many homicides.
Also making news, he got his life back when he was finally released from prison after being wrongly convicted of murder. But now this man, Thaddeus Jimenez, is back behind bars. Prosecutors say when he got his freedom, he turned to the gang life.
After Batman shot Castile in the leg back in 2015, the police chased him. He got locked and he crashed a Benz. He gets locked up for attempted murder in August 2015. Shootings went down, temporarily at least, but we'll get back to that. In a jailhouse letter, TJ railed at fellow G members he thought turned their backs on him, but law enforcement and many residents of the West Side neighborhood where the violence occurred feel that it was Batman who used them, not the other way around. He used them for violence. He plied them with money. They didn't come to him with that plan. And after Jimenez and his closest no-love money gang, Simon City Royals, people got locked up. The violence did go down in 2015 and 16, police records show.
At the age of 13, he was wrongly sent to prison for murder. He was released in 2009 and won a $25 million judgment against the city. But prosecutors say Jimenez couldn't shake the streets and used his millions to build his gang.
Y'all don't understand, we are the police over here. We are the law enforcement. We are the rule government.
As for the fellow former Simon City Royal, Earl Castile, in the home video, he filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. After all, TJ still had millions. But as it turns out, like I said, he didn't. Somehow, in just a few years, TJ Jimenez has managed to spend $12 or $13 million. Nothing left. Earl Castile's lawyers recently went through his records looking for hidden money, which they didn't find. And that brought the saga of Earl Castile to a close back in 2021. At the age of 39 at 1:22 a.m., June 11, 2021, Earl Castile was found on the 4900 block of West Wrightwood Avenue in the Belmont section. Boom, in his chest. This was 6 years after Batman Jimenez had out of the Mercedes. All those 6 years he'd been fighting for a lawsuit, they found out there was no money left. And he also hit his girlfriend and mother of his children, Cecilia Bonilla. She passed. Also, police said they found one of the couple's sons walking about 2 blocks away after the shootings. Castile's children were removed from his home last year by state child welfare investigators who determined that Castile and other adults are putting the children at the risk of abuse and neglect, so they weren't living with him. And at the time of his death, Castile was free on bail for his own 2020 charge of being a felon in possession of a gun and domestic violence. So, a real mess. So these people, people with problems in bad neighborhoods got all type of problems. And Castile had won a $6 million judgment, but the last 5-6 years of his life was spent trying to collect it. And there's nothing to collect. The only thing really tangible was a house he had bought for his kid's mother, but that was in her name, and they couldn't take that. So he got nothing. As for the vice lords that flipped into Simon City Royals, I saw somewhere that supposedly 2 of them had their tattoos cut off their faces in prison and put in the mail and sent home. Because flipping, especially in that context, has looked, it's not good. Though sometimes in Chicago, higher level guys will flip as part of like drug things, but supposedly 2 of them guys had their arm cut off. And like I said, the violence in the area Batman was trying to flip during his mini reign of terror did go down when he got locked up, but in 2021, that area had 114 murders with just 70,000 in population, which made North Lawndale, Garfield Park neighborhoods of Chicago possibly the most murderous area in the United States in 2021, or one of the couple most murderous areas.
The sound of war shattering the silence for people living on the West Side Sunday morning, where more than half the victims were hit.
The more things change, the more they stay the same in Chicago. That was the saga of TJ Batman Jimenez and the No Love Money Gang out Profit America Dope.